Sometimes a person can be bought. I mean, there's a pasuk in the Torah that the eyes of the wise are blinded by money. And the Gemara in, I believe, Masechet Shabbat says that how is it that the 250 rabbis at the time of Moshe Rabbeinu were the biggest rabbis in the world, all in the level of prophecy, and they all chose Korach instead of Moshe Rabbeinu, the prophet of all prophets. So the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat says it's because Korach was the richest man of the land, and he was also very generous. So he gave them a lot of money over time. So by the time he kept giving them money over time, what ended up happening is that little by little his opinion became more right in their eyes. Became more right. Why? Because every time he says, so what do you think? He gave him a check for $1 million. It's like, you know what? Whatever you just said, I like it. I like it. You know, I like it. I like it. So by the time he said, by the way, I want to go against Moshe Rabbeinu, they liked his idea so much it was too far. Why? Because they said, if I don't like it, it's going to cost me $100 million. So I like it. I like it. So that's the thing. So sometimes a person has to be very, very careful of who he's giving to. Because if the rabbi that you're giving it to, the Torah institution that you're giving it to, is going to change the Torah for you, you should not give them a penny. If the rabbi is going to change his opinion for you, you shouldn't give him a penny. A penny you shouldn't give him. Why? Because you're just buying an actor. You're buying an actor. You're not buying the Torah. You're not investing in the Torah. The Torah doesn't change for you. It doesn't matter what kind of check you get. This is one of the things rich people have a frustration with us. And BeEzrat HaShem. They sometimes want to donate, but they expect us to change the Torah. So when they get the same exact Torah, they decide, that sometimes yes, sometimes no. Many times they run away because they thought that maybe they could buy the Torah. But Baruch Hashem, we have a few decent people that have gotten the rebuke on their head a few times, but stay generous regardless. But many times somebody gets the truth and they run away. They run away because they don't like it. A few times it happened. A few times it happened where someone got an answer that they didn't like, and instead of being a generous donor, they at times turn into enemies. One day I was Mashiach for them, the next day I became Korach, V'adatos, to both of them. I became all 250 rabbis. All 250 Reshaim I became, one day. Why? Because I told them something he didn't want to hear, but it was still according to the Torah. So that's the thing. If a person wants to buy the Torah, look somewhere else. Don't come to BeEzrat HaShem. But if you want to buy authentic Torah, what the Torah says, Da'at Torah, that's Baruch Hashem what we have, what we do. But that's very hard. It's very hard for people because I can tell you even from my own experience, and it's not an easy test. It's not an easy test. I'm not jealous of the test of anybody else that has this issue because it's very easy. It's very easy to try to be more lenient when there's a lot of things on the line, because you could rationalize it. So let's say, for example, somebody, you want to build a yeshiva. You have a certain amount of students. You have a certain amount of Torah. You have a certain amount of good things that you have planned. And then, the money, you don't have. But this one guy, this deformed Rasha, says to you, listen, I'll give you a check for $10 million to build your yeshiva, your this, your that, and I want you to put my name on the building. I want you to, do this. Give me honor, even though he's a Rasha. It's very hard to say no to that. Why? Because you're thinking, listen, he's a Rasha. Who cares about him? I don't like him. Well, no, I'll put his stupid name on the building. Well, who cares about his name? At least I can teach all these boys Torah, right? I can help all these people do Teshuva, right? It's a good thing. It's a very hard decision. It's a very hard decision. Very hard decision. Why? Tzaddikim wouldn't take the money. Tzaddikim wouldn't take the money. Yeah, but it's $10 million. Let it be $100 million. Make a difference. If Hashem wants me to have the money, give it to me in a kosher way. Now, it's very easy to say that in a lecture. It's very hard to live it. Very hard to live it because many times you're going to get tested. You're going to get tested at times where it's hard to say no to money, and we, Baruch Hashem, we get tested. Baruch Hashem, so far so good. But it's not an easy test, especially when you're talking about big money. Especially when you're talking about big money, because you have needs, you have plans, you have this, you have that. It's not an easy thing to say no when you have needs and you also have good involved too. Like you're figuring, okay, there's like 1% bad, but like 99% good. So your brain will say it's worth it. It's worth it. Like you're going to war, to win against the enemy. Surely some people that are not really your enemy are going to die. Collateral damage, they call it. Right? So you justify the big war and killing innocent people with, because you're going to beat the big enemy that caused bigger bad. So you're thinking that the mitzvah world is the same way. I can make a little bit of like Chilul Hashem for the sake of, Kiddush Hashem. Can't do that. But it's very hard. Very, very hard to stand the test. It's not an easy test, and it's a daily test, but nonetheless it's a test that a person has to pass, and B'ezrat Hashem we succeed in passing it. With what's going on in the world today, it's not an easy world, for people in any aspect, whether it be money, health, family, this, that. So everybody's getting their own share of tests. The goal that we have is to give ourselves and you and anyone that's watching enough strength from the Torah and the Musar that we learn to be able to overcome more tests than not, and hopefully arrive next week even better than we did this week, and little by little get closer and closer to where Kadosh Baruch Hu wants us to be.
B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach, we're very excited to offer you the new BeEzrat Hashem app 3.0. It's a newer, faster app full of Torah, lots of Kedusha by the shiurim that we do, myself, Rabbi Ephraim, Rav Chaim, where you'll have also newer features where you're able to use the app while you're using other applications on your phone. You'll be able to share the lectures directly from the app. You'll be able to donate online and support our Kiruv and our Torah work that we're doing. And the most exciting feature is that you'll be able to actually ask questions directly on the app and get answers from the rabbis directly from the app. This is something unprecedented, and Baruch Hashem will be able to offer it. Thank you again for all of your support. Check it out. Make sure you have the kosher Torah that will re-energize your neshama each and every single day. Kol tu b'chava tzlacha.